very good at? And have you come any closer to resolving that?
God, I hope so. No, I think every person has some kind of, jumble of people inside them, as crazy as that might sound. But there is a struggle, especially in my sport, because it's a very technical, very athletic sport, and I'm a little bit more free-spirited, a little bit more artistic, and to harness one side to match up with the other side, it's very difficult. But I have a very strict coaching regimen at the moment. I'm sure you could see by the end of the movie how very to the point Galina is. And I don't have a lot of opportunity to double think something or go to one side or another. She just says exactly what I need to do, and that's what I do, because that's what a coach should do. By the end of our relationship, Priscilla and I were just very close, and I knew how to push her buttons and she could push mine, so it was difficult to have a good, strong coaching relationship. But with my new coaches, it's like a new direction, because they can harness in all this crazy and put it in forward motion.
Well, we were locked by the time, I don't know if everybody heard the question, but there was an article in Canada talking about how they needed to make male figure skating more athletic and specifically more masculine. This came out quite recently, and it was after we had locked the picture. But I think that's a constant problem in figure, not a problem, but a situation in figure skating where lady skating is really the focus of skating, and it has been for many years. And to differentiate themselves from the ladies, the men want to be seen as athletic. And I think what Jamie and I love about Johnny and drew us to Johnny is that Johnny has both, and Johnny isn't afraid to have both. So I hope Johnny never stops having both.
Okay. I don't think there's really a difference between, or a line that's between masculine and feminine. I think that it should all be blended together. There should be nothing that defines us really. What is masculine? What is feminine? Someone tell me, seriously. And I don't know, figure skating is not masculine or feminine, so who the f cares?
You care.
Amen.
So these comments, I'm going to talk for a second. These comments came from a man who I once saw on television, wearing purple pajamas and ice skating with karate chop moves to the Bruce Lee story. That's who made these comments. There were gold frogs on his costume and all of that business. So to listen to someone go on and on about masculinity and this and that and blah, 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 what people perceive as masculine and feminine is their own perception. And, I clearly am not the most masculine person that you've ever seen before. But I'm a very clear person in the figure skating world. My style is mine, and that's something that I'm proud of. I'm not like anyone else, like purple pajamas. Purple pajamas, there have been 13 of him. I'm the one. That's me. And, how boring would figure skating be if there was no music, there was no sparkle, there was no razzle dazzle? Nobody would watch it. Not that we have the biggest audience at the moment, so everyone needs to watch, please. But it's just, figure skating is what it is. Masculine, feminine, beautiful, athletic, and that's what my sport is. That's why people love my sport. So all of this talk about masculinity and making the men into jumping machines and doing just manly man things, I mean, I'm not throwing a football. I will not have, a can of pork and beans on the ice. When I go out there, I want to be pretty. So that's the end of it. I will fight to the death to be pretty.
Was it difficult making this film with the National Skating Association? Did you guys have any trouble? How was it?
Actually, we didn't. The U.S. Figure Skating, which is the American Federation, have been incredibly generous to us. So has the International Skating Union, ISU. It was a process. We were nobodies. We kind of crept in and we tried to prove ourselves. We said it's only two of us following Johnny, and I think we slowly built trust, and I think we showed that what we were trying to do is to bring more people into figure skating, and I think that's what Johnny does. He brings other types of people into figure skating, and I think they understand the value of that. So I think it's always been positive.
Right. The question was, when Johnny and Evan tied, how was it exactly? Was that resolved?
Well, I won the short program by a very small margin. And in the new Code of Points judging system, it goes down to the second decimal point as it's your score. So when we did the free skate, Evan beat me in the free skate, and he had a slightly higher score than me, but we came up with the same exact total. But because he won the free skate, he was given the title overall.
Okay, thank you.
So my guys over here were filming a documentary about figure skating because it is a very interesting little world that the sport holds. There are so many different people, and it's kind of like a crack house with rhinestones and glitter. And they were following it, and they fell in love with a beautiful young boy from Pennsylvania. His name was Johnny. And they approached this said Johnny at my home rink. That was ridiculous just now. They approached me at my home rink, and they called and made a meeting, and they both wore their little jackets, and they were very businesslike and prepared. And they said, we want to follow you around. We want to make a series and really show who you are, because we loved what we saw from you in the Olympic season, the 2006 Olympic season, and hello. And we want to show what it is to be a real figure skater and a real athlete. So I talked about it with my mom, because my mom and I go over everything together. And we decided, why not? It's fun. And the first time they came to film me, I was giving my first public speech. I was a keynote speaker, and I forget what I was speaking at, but I did it. And that was the first thing they filmed, and we were fast friends from there on. And we love it. So you guys can elaborate on that. They're going to elaborate because they tell the story better than I do.
We call him HRH, and we've never had a problem since.